Yo, what is going on, people? And welcome back to another sports reaction. Of course, we're talking about the halftime show between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Man, Chicago Bears had a lot of opportunities to actually have the lead in this game, and they spoiled it by just literally doing goofy plays. Justin Fields, he played well all the way up until a certain point in the game. He just started slinging it deep, and no one's there. Now the Bears caught a break on the second one. They definitely caught a break on that second possible interception. To me personally, I thought it was an interception. I thought it was, but somehow they called it incomplete. And right after that, a delayed game, and then right after that, of course, Bears get stopped and it's a fourth down. Right now, it should at least be a 10-10 game going into the next half, but it's not. Instead, incompetent play calling when it really mattered. It's the cause of this. The Bears was leading the charge. The defense was stopping Green Bay, and they've been doing their job for the most part, other than giving up their touchdown. Because of course, if they're eventually going to have a breakdown here and there. They can't keep this up constantly against this. Even though they're not playing as well as they did last year, there's still a very good offense, which I'm talking about the Packers. And this defense is still pretty good, even though they do have limitations at certain positions. But man, it has to improve drastically, because if the Bears have this type of offensive output in the second half, and it seems like Green Bay is starting to get into a groove a little bit offensively, man, the Bears will lose this game. Now, I predicted that this game will be close. The Bears will keep this game being very close, but man, like I said before, man, Green Bay, it could be possibly too much. Now, I'm hoping that's not the case. Hoping that the Bears is able to find a way and get the victory, but that offensive play calling late in the game, and also Justin Fields just slinging it in the air like he ain't got no, like he just ain't got no goddamn sense, will definitely lead to the Bears losing this game. Point blank period. Like the Bears definitely had an opportunity to get two field goals and be up 13-10 right now. That's the best opportunity that it could have been. Now they could have been at least tied right now, but goofy plays, not getting the play calling in time, and just eventually just getting rid of, just stop running the football. They stopped running the football. Yeah, Green Bay was starting to stop them a little bit, but they still was able to run the football effectively, and it should have been able to continue to run the play action pass through that. But it seems like they just starting out just going five wide sets, four wide sets, still running the ball out of the shotgun instead of constantly just going back to the I formation, strong guy formation, and weak guy formation. The thing that got the Bears success early in the game anyway, and that's how the Bears wind up being up 7-0 in the first place, because they was doing things like that. The moment they got out of that was the moment that Green Bay was eventually starting to take advantage. Now they got a little bit more back into that in the early in the second quarter, which what led to eventually the Bears being in field goal position the first time around before Justin Fields thought it was a free play at the end through the interception. That one I'd be like, okay, I try to ignore that. But the second time around, him just throwing it up in the air like that, that's inexcusable. That is very inexcusable. Yeah, okay, you could say he a rookie, but I never saw that when he was in college. I didn't see that often. Matter of fact, I don't think I saw it at all in college. I haven't seen nothing like that. So it's like it's kind of ridiculous for me to see Justin Fields throw the ball like that when there's literally no one there but a Green Bay Packers. So, but other than that, man, the just I'm gonna talk about the bright spots. Khalil Herbert, he's doing pretty damn well. You know, he does have his first rushing touchdown. Green Bay was able to slow him down later on in the second quarter. But I believe that if the Bears continue to get him the ball with his speed and his burst up the middle, and also able to turn the corner as quickly as he can get the Bears multiple first downs down the field and possibly be able to break a long touchdown if he's able to get out in open field in the wide receivers and and also the tight ends be blocking down the field. But also the very main thing the Bears definitely has to do to make sure that they improve offensively is just make sure that Justin Fields reads the right man, like be able to get the ball to the right player at the right time, and not blindly throw the ball down the field because that's going to cost us. But just making blind throws like that, and also missing wide open players. He had Allen Robinson wide open in a busted coverage. Come on, man, you have to see that. I know people gonna say the excuse, oh, he's a rookie quarterback and all this and all that, but it's if he's supposed to be this high draft pick, he has to see simple plays like that that's wide open for him. That was wide open. He should have definitely saw that the Bears definitely should be up 14-10 at the best situation right now. The Bears should be up 14-10 at best, if not 17. But plays like that, him missing players and him also just throwing the ball like you crazy, that's something that's definitely gonna mess us up. The refs is cheating us out. Yeah, the refs is doing the job on this too, but at the same time, the Bears is doing their goddamn self. Justin Fields should have saw Allen Robinson wide open. On top of that, um, even though they did show Justin Fields during a timeout and the refs ignored him, man, they should have tried to run that play either faster or on top of that, they should have just tried to run the goddamn football. Just run the football, run a simple play like that, and then just kick a field goal. Cairo Santos has been automatic for the past year and a half. Just go ahead and kick the field goal, and that's that. But it's so many points missed on that field. It's what an additional possibly 13 points that the Bears left on that field in the first half. So if you know if you know how to do math, you should know the score, what the score should be. The Bears should be dominating this game, especially the way the defense been holding Green Bay to 10 points. So it is what it is. Plus, our passing game should have been better than that because of the Packers' injuries on defense. Plus pass A-Rap. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like it's too many points missed on that field. The Bears definitely has to just come alive in the second half because it's just it's just ridiculous just to see that. It's ridiculous to see that the team constantly leaving points on the field. They did that against the Raiders. They did it against the Lions. They did it against Cincinnati. They cannot keep leaving points on the field. Eventually, it's going to result in losses. Luckily, it was against Cincinnati. Luckily, it was against the Lions. So the Bears has been lucky not to be dominated in the record could easily be 2-3, 1-4. That's what it could easily be. So I'm happy that the Bears is at least 3-2, but the Bears definitely has to execute a lot better on offense because if that defense stays on the field constantly like they did in the first half, that Packers offense is going to take them apart. It's going to be the same old story. How's our defense looking so far? The defense is looking very good, very good. I like what I see from the defense for the most part. Now they did give up that huge run to AJ Dillon. I did not like that whatsoever, but they was able to bounce back after that. But the main thing that's crippling the defense just really badly is just the simple fact that the offense is giving the ball away. And that's what crippled the defense last year, and that's what's going to cripple the defense this year. It's the offense inability to sustain drives and stay on the field. I'm just saying, the longer the defense stays off the field and be able to rest, then when they come in, then they'll be able to compete and play with their full potential. But the offense has to sustain drives. They have to put points on the board. They has to. Justin Fields has to see that open man down the field. The offense can't allow for it to be penalties, costly penalties that push the offense back. They eventually call punts. So they have to do everything perfectly, especially to play against teams like Green Bay. Yeah, both they starting corners down. Their best pass rusher is down, so they have to. The Bears offense has to take advantage of that. Our defense needs one defensive touchdown. The Packers against the Packers to prove a point. Not only that, the offense still has to score. The defense can put up a defensive touchdown. After that, then what? What happens after the defense put up a defensive touchdown? What if the offense still don't score on offense at all? They don't score, not a touchdown. They kick field goals. Right after that, if Green Bay scores another touchdown or two, game over. So yeah, we do need that defensive touchdown, but the Bears definitely need the offense to be able to put up more than 7 points. I talked about this previously before. The Bears offense usually tends to score somewhere between 7 to 14 points in the first half, and then they struggle to score points in the second half. I think they only put up 10 points in the second half of the Oakland game. I think they only put up 10 points against Cincinnati. I think they only put up like 10 points against the Lions. So they have to be able to put up more points against good teams, especially teams they're struggling on defense. Yeah, the Packers have great defensive ranks, but as you can see, when the Bears actually execute just a little bit, they're able to move the ball on them easily. So the Bears is fully capable of putting up points, but they just can't do it consistently, and that's what throws me off when they cannot do that. So it's just all we can do now is just simply just sit back and wait and see if they can execute on offense, because the defense would, like I keep saying, like I keep reiterating, the defense cannot keep this up. They have to be able to rest. Right now they're getting a halftime rest, but right after that, once the game is on, they have to be able to get the stops on defense, and offense has to be able to execute. That's it. It's very simple. And Justin Fields cannot do that goofy ass shit that he did. Period. If Justin Fields do that dumb ass shit again, shit, maybe people opinion might switch up and start clamoring for Andy Dalton or some dumb ass shit like that. I don't know. I don't know, because the Bears fan base do switch up like a motherfucker. So all I can do is just sit back and wait and see exactly what's gonna happen. So, but the game is getting ready to start in a little bit. This game is proving that the Bears need new offensive linemen and help with wide receivers. Fields has a future, but not with Matt Nagy. I don't think anybody has a future in Matt Nagy's scheme. People talked about Mitchell Trubisky, but it seems like he the only one that was actually able to run this weak ass offense, you know. And honestly, the Bears got plenty of help at the wide receiver position. It's the scheme. The scheme that's ran is only like centered around two wide receivers. Everybody else is usually a goddamn decoy. If you look at Matt Nagy's scheme, even when the tight end is the primary target, everybody else run dummy routes, and the tight end is the main one that you're supposed to throw to. It's never like everyone is running excellent routes to be open. Everyone is usually running a dummy route that's usually just suited for one player. There we go. Khalil Herbert is able to get a first down just like that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what the Bears has to do. But since the game is officially on and a Packer player is hurt, matter of fact, let's see. Trubisky was never a bust. It was Matt Nagy play calling that cost the team. Exactly. I've been saying that for the longest. I've been saying that for the longest, bro. You been shit. I'm about to say you ain't heard me talk about that forever. Like, man, it is what it is though. But this stream is about to end because the game is back on. But I will be back for the post game show as well. So we will talk more about that and see if the Bears is actually able to get a victory. But until then, people, this is John McPitney bringing it back to you with another halftime show. All right, people. Peace out.
busting from here on after. So cease with the laughter. If you seek disaster, then you